Oh my gosh, as I had promised earlier on that we're going to be having a live guest today, and our live guest is Reina Kai, all the way in Toronto, and I am so excited to be having Reina Kai up in here on After Five Radio. Not even just
Thank,
After Five Radio, but on Tough Love Giggles. Thank you so much, Reina Kai, for joining us.
thank you so much, Manda, for having me. I'm just really excited to be a part of this. Zimbabwe to the world. All my Zimbos drip drop.
Yeah. Why not, right? So we're like, you know what? Having talented people like you showcasing your music is why we are here, right? And I'm like, we need to do this interview. It's okay to be playing you all over the world, but how about sitting down and getting to know who Ray Nakai is?
Yes, I would love that. I love that. And thank you for taking the time to do that and appreciate it. So thank you.
Actually, you know what? Thank you for making time out of your busy schedule, for sure, for sure. Anyway, do you mind just introducing yourself to people out there who do not know who Reina Kai is?
Definitely. I go by the name of Rain Akai, aka I. I'm a singer songwriter of Zimbabwean descent, born and raised there, came to Canada at the age of 7, so I'm really based in Toronto.
Right. All right. So when did you discover your passion for music?
I discovered it honestly when I was super young, but I
Mm,
feel like it was something that, like, in the Zim community, it's not something that is really more encouraged. So it's like if you're singing, you're gonna sing in the church.
mhm,
So
mm.
I really started singing in the church, and I was always really interested in like the worldly type of music, but I was just pushed more towards like the education. So it wasn't something that, like, I even remember going to agencies, for even acting, things
Yeah,
like that. And my parents, they thought it was scams. They're new immigrants coming down here. They could, chi, like, what is that?
yeah,
They think it's
yeah.
this. So I found this passion from when I was younger, but taking it seriously was after I
Mhm.
graduated university in 2016.
Right. Oh, wow. So, you mentioned acting as well. So, is it correct, or am I right to say you're also an actress other than just
Yes.
a musician?
Yes, I'm adding that to my my little bio.
Yes.
Got my first role. So you guys, I'm gonna see it in 2021.
Oh my
So
gosh,
thank
congratulations.
you
Oh,
so
trust.
much.
I know how it feels. I know how it feels.
Yeah, we just literally finished wrapping up filming, like literally just this past weekend that just passed. So we just finished filming. So it's a wrap.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. So is it a feature film, or is it a what do you call it, short film?
It's a short film and it's gonna be a murder mystery.
Okay. Is this one of those where we say, okay, are you the first black person to die in the movie?
It's actually all black cast and all black production. So it's
Oh,
actually
okay,
everything
okay,
is black around. It's black excellence. So that's what
okay.
we do. We trying to, black power is what we're about. So it's actually all black. So, I may die, I may not. Who knows?
Ooh, I will look forward to it, and definitely we are actually going to interview you on it once it comes out so that people can know where
Yes,
to view it and watch it and all that jazz.
yes.
So that is so awesome, and congratulations to you
Thank you
on that.
so much. Thank
So
you.
over back to music, you say you started music when you're still young and you loved secular music, yet you were forced to sing in in
It's
church
hard.
more than
Like
anything. So
most of us.
most of us, right? Look at Beyonce still, right?
Yeah. Her mama
Mm,
don't play.
no, her mama don't play.
Neither
No.
does my mama. Mm.
Ooh, no mama plays actually. I
No.
find. No, that is so awesome. So when you decided you wanted to pursue music after college, how was the support system considering that you were dragged or pulled to get into gospel music more than secular music?
Ooh, after I got my degree,
Mhm.
I was getting actually ready to go into law school. Like I was practicing for the LSATs. That's what I wanted to do. I
Ooh.
wanted to do law. And then it was just something about like they say justice is blind, right? Because
Uh-huh.
justice really is blind. So just having gone through school and just everything I was learning, I just kind of felt like I was just burning. This voice in me was just starting to get louder. And it was just like there were just so many injustices that I was seeing. But I was like, okay, if
Mhm.
I go into this field, can I talk about those injustices in the same way? But when you're in that, when you're by the bar, there's a different standard, right? That you have
Mhm.
to uphold too, because you have to hold up the bar. So, and the law society. So I was just kind of like weighing those things out. I'm just like, you know what? Like right now, what I care more about is like my freedom of speech,
Right.
and like I've always written songs, like I'm a songwriter as well. So I've
Mhm.
always written, like since I was young, I did poetry,
Mhm.
short stories, like, so for me, it was just something that was natural. I got tired of always singing like other people's songs, and it's like, if you know how to make a song, like, why wouldn't I? But I
Mhm.
feel like the support wasn't all there when I was trying to just, first start because
Mhm.
I was asking people to, oh, like, you guys know recording studio, nobody was really trying to show me the ropes. So it
Mhm.
was kind of like after university, I was like, okay, no, like now I have my degree, like, my parents can't really, at least I have my degree now. Like, like
Mhm.
please, let me, I don't want to die on my deathbed, huh? And this dream of mine just died. So that's when I really was like, they weren't really understanding, like, you're not gonna go to law school, you're gonna do
Right.
music.
And after all
Music.
those years invested?
Yeah, yeah, but you know what? When I picked my degree, it was
Mhm.
never like because my degree was like I did honors in sociology and my concentration was criminology. So when
Oh.
it wasn't something that was just like career oriented. Like I really wanted to learn about that, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I don't really look at it more like a loss. It's like even now, if I still want to do a master's, if I still ever want to go back to law school,
Right.
I can still do that. But it's just one of those things right now. I feel like I'm still young right now,
Mhm.
and this is what I need to do right now while I still have all this energy.
Right, exactly. And it's really never too late to do anything, even if you want to go back to law school after you're done 10 years in the music area. I'm like, okay, now I want to go back. But then our question would be, would you still have it in you like that, do you think?
Yeah, I feel like this is something that's always going to be like with me. I feel
Hmm.
like obviously you grow as a person and there's different interests that you take on, right? Like I
Hmm.
feel like I'm also very business oriented. So there's gonna be a lot of things that you're gonna like, the raindrops you guys are gonna start seeing launch more of too, right? As it gets bigger. Because the vision is big. It's just
Right.
trying to get the raindrops to join.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of raindrops, guys, raindrops. You want to explain what raindrops is all about? We all know it. We see on social
Yeah.
media it's like, "Hello, my raindrops. We're dropping." I'm like, okay, come on now, girl.
Raindrops. Yes, because the rain for it to fall down, it's raindrops that fall down. So, for me to do my thing, I need all the raindrops to fall and just keep dripping. So that's why I'm always saying my raindrops because it's like my tribe. You guys are my peoples, So you
Right.
guys are my raindrops.
Ooh, we like that. We like that. We love it, actually. And that is so amazing. How many albums have you released, or EPs, or singles so far?
So this was actually my first project that I released since I started music like seriously. So it actually took me like because I've always wanted to release them, an EP, like a full project, but it just kept
Mhm.
on feeling like it wasn't the right time, it just wasn't the right time. It
Mhm.
just things kept on coming up, but as things kept on coming up, I was releasing different singles like, Why Me,
Mhm.
What a Night, Netflix and Chill. Like I was still,
Oh,
working
I
on
love Netflix and chill, by the way, just so you know.
yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
That's a wonder. They better talk to you nice,
Yes.
Glenda.
Was that
They have to
sorry?
talk to you nice.
Was
So
that sorry?
honestly, it just is one of those things that I
Yeah.
just had to go ahead and do, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, yeah, I was just saying that this was
Mhm.
just my first project.
Okay.
I've released probably like 5 singles on its
Okay.
own, but on
Okay.
this project too, I had songs that I had on the project, and I feel
Right.
like that was a good amount because I'm still not really like know too much. Like I
Mhm.
have a lot of things in the vault, but I'm also waiting until like certain things when it's ready. When I know okay, it's ready now, I can drop this song. So
Yeah.
so we
Okay.
just keep working, but I definitely 2021 is going to be filled with lots and lots and lots of new music.
Yay! We look forward to that, and we'll be playing it. Can we actually debut your first single, like your that single of yours, please? Mhm.
Yes,
Right here.
absolutely. Yes. So right now
Yeah.
you're listening to After Five Radio, and this
Yes.
is Raina Kai, and my new single, guys, is on my EP Four Leaf Clover, and it's called Time.
Ooh, thank you
Okay, so
so
you should go
much.
and
Enjoy it.
Do you remember last November? Cold as winter. It's cuffing season, but you're hot and cold. Almost lost your love, almost lost my mind. Don't want nobody but you, baby. Don't need nobody but you, baby. When you gonna make time, time, time? 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 I got a little pride, but baby, that's alright. I gotta check my ego, cause I found my equal. Don't know how to apologize. For you, I'll compromise. Is that alright? Don't want nobody but you, baby. Don't need nobody but you, baby. When you gonna make time, time, time? 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 I just need your time. Your time. Can I get some time? Time. Can I get some time? Can I get some time? I just need your time. Your time. Got my groove back like Stella Ella Ola. Let me be your undercover lover. Stella Ella, undercover lover. Am I too much, too much, too much for you, baby? Am I too much, too much, too much for you, baby? I just need your time, time, time. When you gonna make time, time, time? When you gonna make time, time, time? When you gonna make time, time, time?
Whoa, you just heard it for yourselves, guys. That is so awesome, Raina. It is crazy, eh? I know.
Yes,
Oh
I
my
loved
gosh.
it. I loved it.
And you're doing amazing, just so you know. And if people haven't told you and you're saying, oh, yeah, I'm not that big yet, girl, you got a nomination. Let's talk about that.
Ooh,
2019 was a year for you, my dear. 2019 was a year for us, right? We were all nominated, remember? And I was like, okay, who's this
yes.
girl? Who's this girl? I need to know. And that's when I started following you. And congratulations for the nomination. And so tell us
Oh,
about
thank you
that.
so much.
How was the feeling of getting nominated for the first time and you're thinking, okay, what does this mean?
Honestly, for me, it really meant a whole lot for it to
Mhm.
just be coming from Zimbabwean people. I feel like for me, that's what was really like, that's what really what did it for me, you
Mhm.
know? It was the Zims because sometimes it's like you feel like you're doing, you know, you're trying to put on for the culture because even in this music, there's not a lot of like internationally like Zimbabwean artists who are known on a mainstream level other than like, you know, Tinashe.
Mhm.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like on that type of level. So
Right.
when it comes to that, it's
Mhm.
like when it came from my people, it's like, oh wow, like they're actually paying attention and they're actually, you know, rocking with what I'm putting out. And this is it was more like, you know, we never do it for the accolades, but it was nice to and reassuring to be like, you know, people are out here listening. I didn't win or whatever, but I still, you know, felt like a winner because it was like, wow, like even for me to be nominated, you know, that was a
Mhm.
win for me. Just even I flew out from, you know,
Mhm.
Toronto to Edmonton. I met you on the red carpet. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yes.
my first interview, girl. You did that.
Yeah, and that was the first time I was like, oh wow, who's this girl? Because you're full of personality. I was like, that's my type of
Girl.
girl. And I was like, oh, that's really
Yeah.
nice. She's from Toronto. I was like, she literally flew from Toronto? Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Yes, you know, I was not about to miss my first award, sis. Man, I was like,
Absolutely.
this is a moment. And I just felt like, you know, even the dress that I had to go get, I had to make a custom because I was like, no, 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 like I have to go off for my Zimbos. Like, what? I had to
And you were
prove
looking
different.
fire. You were on top of it. You were on top of it.
Thank you,
And
man.
guys,
Like, you
if
need
you
some really good too.
I also got mine custom made as well, and I was like, nah,
Ooh, yeah.
I need to do it
Pretty
for the makeup.
intense. Pretty intense. I see you.
Right? And there's no such thing as overdressing, right? So you're like, you know what? I like looking good and
No.
I'm gonna look good.
You know what they say, Manda? They say that, listen, if they say you're overdressed, just let them know that they're underdressed.
It's
They didn't
simple.
get the, you know?
They missed the memo. That's it. Oh my God, that is
Yeah.
so awesome. That is so amazing. And so now, right now, considering like COVID, I know COVID affected the entertainment industry quite a bit,
Oh, big
and
time.
so I can imagine you being a solo artist. Did it affect you as well, or how
Oh,
affect you at all?
big, big time.
Hmm.
Like, you know, it's kind of, you know, I'm gonna say for me, honestly, although COVID
Hmm.
really a whole lot, for
Hmm.
me, it was the blessing in disguise that I really needed, you know? Like, I just kind of feel like, you know, there was just so much that was going on prior to that in
Hmm.
my life. And even the EP coming out, like, you know, I was at a point in 2019, end of 2019, I was like, yeah, I'm not even doing music anymore. Like, I'm not even about to put anything out anymore. Like, you know, like I'm done. Like, you know, that's where my mind was. I was just in a really bad space. Like, okay, like, I just was not trying to put anything out. But,
Hmm.
you know, when, you know, certain things that you go through in life, they just, you know, they propel you to kind of push forward, right? So for
Hmm.
me, there was just a big incident that happened in my life that I had to be like, no, like they try to take my mind, but they can never take away like what I create on my own, you
Hmm.
know? It's
Hmm.
like, you know, you can get fired today, lose jobs today, you know,
Hmm.
you can when anybody around you, but it's like this legacy, like what I'm doing with the music, it's a lot bigger than just me. So it's like I can't
Hmm.
just be selfish sometimes and be in my head and be like, oh, it's just for me because there's so much things. And you know, for me when I was younger, music was one of those things that it saved my life, right? Like that was
Hmm.
my escape. So now for me to be doing music, I look at it as my responsibility for that little girl who's watching me or that little boy for
Hmm.
them to kind of see themselves in me. So for me, I felt like it took a lot of me self-developing. I went through a lot of self-development. I deleted everything off my page. Like I
Hmm.
was MIA for the longest time. And then when I came back is when I was like, no, I'm releasing this EP.
Hmm.
And that's what I talk about, you know, I wanted people to get to know me on a deeper level because I feel like the music I was releasing before was just, you know, it was fun, but I feel like people didn't really know me. So I just wanted to
Hmm.
get deeper, you know, and show people a different side of Rain Akai. And like, you know, I'm a human being. Like, you know, I'm not just out here trying to, you know, sometimes when people see you, they'll be thinking to see like, oh, you're always so hype, you're always so happy,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
But it's like, no, like, you know, like I go through real life too. Like we all go through real life, and I just don't. I try not to sugarcoat it, right?
And hence the reason why we have tough love here. But then
Mm.
I just sprinkle a little bit of giggles, so just to lighten up the mood, right? And I totally love. Oh my gosh, don't make me laugh. But that's why I like bringing people here to say like it is, right? Because I know we live in a world where people are afraid to offend the next person, right? Or let them know, "Oh, I can't say this because," but then again, guess what? I would rather you hate me for being legit and real than to love me for sugarcoating you or to love me for lying
Oh,
or pretending to be being fake, really.
yes,
Right?
yes, yeah.
And authenticity is always number one. Like, that is my biggest motto. Like, authenticity comes first.
Be authentic.
Exactly. And we would love to know who Ray Nakai is on a personal level. And the fact that you've actually opened the door for people to say, you know what, guys, know me for me. Instead of, seeing me hype and all that jazz as if I'm not human. I am human too. I go through stuff. Right?
Yes, yes, that was the message.
So speaking of going through stuff and you showing who Ray Nakai is, do you mind if we get into one of the posts that we saw on World Mental Health Day, right? Where you posted about you once tried to commit suicide in your life and having depression and all that jazz. When was that? How did you overcome that? And you being able to speak up about it, like, what got you to that place?
That was I think that was actually like my last year of high school, right? It was my
Wow.
last year of high school, and there was just so much that was going on in my life. And at
Mhm.
that moment, I just kind of feel like, they say when that happens, it's like something else takes over, like you're not even really yourself, right?
Oh,
So in that moment, it was just like I just felt like, oh, like, maybe that was better if I just was not here. Like, maybe you just felt like you were being a burden or something. But then
mhm,
I had to quickly, like, I called my mom. I remember, like, my mom was like my angel. I
mhm,
called her and she came to get me and she made sure like I was in the hospital. And she was like, my mom's always been there for me. So I always, she's a real one. My dad too.
mhm,
So when they brought me to the hospital, I was delayed a little bit into going back to school,
mhm,
and going back to a new school, I had to transfer, and it's like that's something too that like nobody even knows, right? You're a new kid, like you don't know what just happened.
mhm,
So with all of that, you bury it. So for me, I feel like with the music, that's how I was able to like escape it, right? Like that's how I'm able to talk about it so freely now because of the platform that I do have. And I recognize that, mental health is something, especially in the Zimbabwean community, that we don't
mhm.
talk about, especially Zim parents. They have this idea that, like, ish, if you stick with me, like, something's wrong with me, or I just feel, I'm having a bad day. It's like, Isha, like, like, shake it off, But
Yeah,
some of
shake it
these
off.
things,
It's
it's like,
either shake it off or anopenga, right? There's some people
I'm
who
not
take it down to anopenga or shake it off or kuzvitisa.
Kujiti. So it's
Mhm,
like, no,
mhm,
sometimes we see like, sometimes, for me, I just thank God that I had another opportunity to be
mhm,
able to tell my story
mhm,
because, if that was a possibility that it did come through, like, then we wouldn't even be talking right now, right? But
mhm,
unfortunately for a lot of children, a lot of adults, that's a reality for them. We have a lot of people in the Zim community that mental health has come into their families and they ignored it, and then it took one of their loved ones or something.
mhm,
But if they would have recognized and took it seriously in the beginning, then nothing would we would have seen a lot of more if it was more encouraged to be a subject that we all talk about freely, not taboo like. Then we could all kind of look at each other and help one another instead of like judging one another, right? So
mhm,
even like I feel like for me, and it's so funny that now I try to be really close to the Zim community because around that time when
mhm,
that did happen, I just felt very shunned from like the Zim community. Like I just felt like, Kuti, you go through because your family. Like my
mhm,
first song that I put out on my EP, Grow, it talked about like family, it talked about that mental health, but a part of that too is because of the things that you go through with your family, right? So sometimes when we come from Zimbabwe and we're placed in these diasporas, it's a culture clash, right? So you're one way, but then you're learning differently, but then your family now they're also adapting different ways and everybody's just moving different. But some of the things are just trying to put together, Hunty. So I feel like a lot of that, especially for us as people, we need to talk about our mental health, especially knowing where we come from, that we also have a lot of issues that we have within ourselves that we can't really talk about. Even now till today, we still try to keep it on the hush hush, right? Like things are not happening in families or out there in the community. So it's like we just have to continue to be real, especially about mental health, because everything starts with your mental, so it's really important for me as a mental health advocate now to use the platform that I have to be able to talk about it and just to let them know that, hey, like it always gets better, sometimes you need that moment that, oh my God, like my life is over, it's done, like it's not going to get better. But I'm always telling you guys, like it always gets better, and this too shall pass. Whatever it is that you may be going through or you think it's the end of the world, it is not the end of the world. And you guys, think of all the people that love you and who will miss you if that was something, if you were to actually do that, right? So whenever you feel like that, if anybody listening right now, if you feel like that, just always reach out to somebody that you trust, love, and care about, and that you can be freely able to go to without having any judgment. So I encourage that.
Oh, wow. That is so profound. And just even to know that, when people look at you on social media, they think, you're this perfect, bubbly girl that never faces problems because you're always happy and full of energy. And you coming out and saying that you actually went through that is very brave of you, to be honest, because not a lot of people are able to open up, right, to saying that, especially like you said in our Zoom community where it's considered taboo really to say mental health unopenga, right, or psych it up.
We don't want to sing that footy, huh?
I know that is so weird and funny at the same time though, because when you think about it, you're like, are you freaking kidding me? Did you know this is real?
We always find situations and it's like, but that's the thing, we're able to talk about it, and also we're able now to be at a place where we can laugh about it but be able to take away the important things, right? So
Absolutely.
that's good.
Absolutely. And so now looking forward to the future, any collaborations that we should look forward to, or what should we expect from Rain Akai?
There's going to be lots of collaborations. I'm all about working with, other people too. Like we're all on the come up, and some of the people too are already out there. So I feel like when we are more united, we stand together, we're able to go further than when we're divided,
Right.
So I'm trying to do a lot of collaborations. You're going to also see me doing my own thing too. Lots of good visuals, just lots of bossing up and leveling up. The vision's getting bigger.
Come on, level up. Come on, level up.
I'm gonna level up.
I wish you could play that on this radio station, yo. Oh my God.
I know, right? You can level up.
I know. No, actually, you know what? Can I give you a task? If you don't mind, just sing something along those lines for us, please. Whenever you have, like, when you have a moment to say, you know what, I want to sing for the ladies. Please don't forget to consider that.
I got something for y'all ladies coming up. I got something for you guys.
Is it something that we can actually hear it now?
Oh, you wanna? Okay, let me give you a little exclusive right now.
Yes, come on now. Yay! Exclusive to After 5 Radio. Come on now with Rain Akai.
Hey, this one, This one, E. Mari.
This one, E.
Mari. Ladies, Mari.
Right. Okay, we gotcha. Well, they can hear us.
This one is really rough though, so I'm giving you guys a little sneak. This is a real exclusive right now.
Nice. Only on After 5 Radio. Actually, let's start with only on Tough Love Giggles. All right, go ahead, honey. Just go ahead.
Look what I wearing. Somebody that he wearing. Kadara. You a biggie man. Busy man. I know see that goodie. I'm danger. He wants my ginger. I give him the finger. I see you in front of me. Baby, get down on your knees. Baby, get down on your knees. Praise Jesus. Where my Jesus? Get down on your knees. Praise Jesus. Where my Jesus? Hey, Orimu big man. Orimu big man. Rukuda Mari. Rukuda Mari. Orimu big man. Orimu big man. Rukuda Mari.
Hey, ladies, look that man.
Yes, I heard that. I was like, yo. Okay, Winky D, can you hear this? Can you hear this, Winky D? Can you hear this? Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. That actually reminds me of Winky D's song. What do you call it? Ma Bebramwari. I think it's called Bebramwari. You heard it?
No, Winky's my guy. Winky's my guy. Hopefully one day we can do a collab. You know?
I just pray you guys do. I hope you guys do. Wow, that was amazing, ladies. You heard it for yourselves, and to go out there and get that paper.
Get that money. And if he's trying to say that he got that, listen, you tell them, what you oromo biggie man, auntie.
Exactly.
So come on, huh?
That is so funny and that is so amazing. I just love your free spirit, honey. I just love it. And so even just leaving, we cannot leave without knowing what's an interview, without knowing an artist's inspiration. Who inspires your writing? Who inspires your music? What inspires it?
Honestly, I know this is going to sound really cliche, but what inspires my music is just a life, you know? Like, I'm constantly going through different experiences and, like, just, like, tapping into different sides of myself, you know? Like, I think for me, what pushes me is, you know, the little girl that I was when I was younger, the things that I told that little girl, like, you know, not to be afraid to really go out and be somebody, you know. So I do it for all my little girls who are watching me. I have so much younger siblings, you know, so they're always watching me, and I do it for the youth, for them to see that really, like, there's somebody out there who also has been through stuff, but they're trying to make it. Because I had a lot of people like, you know, Alicia Keys when I was younger, Erykah Badu, I had Mary J. Blige, I had Aaliyah, like I had all these inspirations that I looked up to, and they were always so what I want to just, you know, let them know is life, there's always inspiration all around you. You just have to recognize that inspiration, but life is inspiration in itself, you know?
Right. Oh, wow. That is so profound, guys. You heard it for yourselves. Life can just inspire you, right? Because, you know, it's funny how we look for motivation from other people instead of actually seeking what we already have. Right?
And that's the thing right there. Like, you know, we have to work on the things people can't take away from us, you know, the character, our personality, our transparency, like our entire being, you know, what people can't take away. And, you know, life is something that men think they can take away, but they don't have the right to
take
away. So
life do not have that power.
Life is precious. So from every breath that we take, we have to really, really take it in, that there's so much inspiration all around us. And it's just, you know, up to us to recognize it and tell our stories the way we want to, instead of letting other people narrate it for us.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you so much for the words of wisdom, encouragement. And I hope the youth listening out there to say, you know what, it is possible to do it out of being inspired by your own life, really. And so, where can we find your music, your social handles? What are your social handles for people to follow you? The raindrops to follow you, and all that jazz. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Manda. So they can find me. Listen, y'all can Google me, baby. Okay, Rain,
I love
RAIN,
that. I love
AKAI. So I'm on everywhere, guys. Any platform, whatever your favorite music platform is, I'm on it. I'm on YouTube. My website. I'm relaunching my website soon, so you guys will be. I'm trying to make it easier for you guys to be able to get everything Rain Akai. So
that.
just keep a look at that, but just Google me, baby.
Bye. You heard it for yourselves. Just Google Ray Nakai and you will definitely find her. You will definitely find her. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Ray Nakai, for your making time out of your busy schedule. I know we're supposed to have this sometime last week, but then you had a movie shoot and stuff like that. Or like, you know what? We're still gonna have you. We want to sit down with you and get to know who Ray Nakai is. And thank you so
And I
much for
just want to
making time.
thank you so much for even having me on the show, Manda. You were great. And thank you, After 5 Radio, doing what you guys do best, man. Keep on dripping.
Yes.
Drip, drop.
Oh my God, Renak, I wish people could actually just meet you, man. I was so privileged to do that. I was so privileged to do that. I was like, I get to be Renak. People can just see you on social media.
You and Amanda. Okay, that's what I gotta be. Come on now. Lord, do it.
Well, I guess it's just same energy colliding in a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Law of attraction now. You see this tough love giggles, man.
You
That's
see
what we
now.
do.
Oh my gosh, you're so amazing. And we're just going to do you mind introducing your next song, from one of your singles that you've done before I can release you?
Hey, so actually,
Mhm.
I want to just bring positivity
Mhm.
and light, and healing,
Mhm.
energy right now into this. So, we got to end it off with none other than Four Leaf Clover. Okay.
Ooh, Fall Leaf
So,
Clover. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh yeah, guys.
now it's over. I got a new lover, so move over. I found my four-leaf clover, feeling like the luckiest girl.
Yay, thank you so much, Renaka. You're such an amazing and a blissful individual. May God bless you and take care. And we're looking forward to more of your music, 2021, and a movie, 2021.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Keep dripping.
Keep dripping. Take care and thank you so much, Renaka.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
Everyone in the world has gone to bed one night or another with fear or pain or loss or disappointment. And yet each of us has awakened, arisen, somehow made our ablution, seen other human beings, and said, "Morning, how are you? Fine, thanks, and you?" It's amazing. Wherever that abides in the human being, there is the nobleness of the human spirit. Despite it all, black and white, Asian, Spanish, Native American, pretty, plain, thin, fat, vowed or celibate, we rise.
Come. Like, just be on the vibe. Come.
I'm mic check, 1-1. I'm mic check, 1-2, 1-2. Now it's over, I got a new lover, so move over. I found my four-leaf clover, feeling like the luckiest girl. Now it's over, I got a new lover, so move over. I found my four-leaf clover, feeling like the luckiest girl. And all these love songs on repeat. Now I listen to a different song, and I never skip a beat, and I never miss a beat. Got the feeling on the ground, 'cause I'm the real deal, and they're trying to get a feel. Trust issues, yeah, I have them, but when I'm with you, I focus. forget about the issues. I think I need a tissue. Makes me cry to know I'm blessed with you. Now it's over, I got a new lover, so move over. I found my four-leaf clover, feeling like the luckiest girl. Now it's over, I got a new lover, so move over. I found my four-leaf clover, feeling like the luckiest girl. I wanna free myself from these mental chains.
Okay.
Heal generation.
What you say?
By healing myself. The mother, artifact, origin, creator. Birth a nation, king and queen. Now that's what you call black girl magic. Stay away from the black magic. Curses of the master. But we rise and foster. Get a slave mentality. Awaken, gotta make. Stay woke, I've been broke. But I'm rich in the spirit. Light up the same. Bad energy, stay far away. Everybody wanna criticize you. Everybody wanna question you. I say, who are you? You don't know what I've been through. Life is going too fast. I gotta get my NASCAR. I gotta get my NASCAR. I gotta get my NASCAR. Now it's over. I got a new lover, so move over. I found my four-leaf clover, feeling like the luckiest girl. Now it's over. I got a new lover, so move over. I found my four-leaf clover, feeling like the luckiest girl. Feeling like the only girl, the only girl in your world. Feeling like the only girl. I found my four-leaf clover, the luckiest girl.
Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful. You can shoot me with your words. You can cut me with your lies. You can kill me with your hatefulness. But just like life, I'll rise. Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past rooted in pain, I rise. A black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak miraculously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the hope and the dream of the slave. And so, naturally, there I go rising.